And finally, here is Matthew Marshall, President of CalCCA's Board of Directors and Executive Director of Redwood Coast Energy Authority in Humboldt County, who will give the closing remarks. Matthew, you get the last word.
Thanks, Beth. I'm going to start and keep this pretty brief, but I'm going to start with announcing the winners of the Golden Points competition for Yeti water bottles. And so at the top of the mountain is David Burdick from Terra Verde Energy. And hopefully you don't live on the East Coast, because Beth is going to deliver that by hand to you. And then also on the winners podium is Rosa from River City Bank and Mohammed with RAI Energy International. So congrats you guys for being the networking champions of the day. I think it's been great hearing about what everyone's been up to and all the progress that CCAs have been making in this sort of 5-year milestone for CalCCA. And Beth brought up earlier today the sort of the remarks from a previous conference of going from the new kids on the block to the cool kids to the big kids on the block, and now having 11 million plus customers served by CCAs. And for context, if you think about any country in Scandinavia, for example, Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Finland, that's more customers than any of those countries' populations. Or for Beth, it's more than twice the population of New Zealand. So we're becoming a force to be reckoned with in the fight against climate change. But it's also not just about scale, and that we're not a monocrop, to use sort of an ecological analogy, but we're to take the Redwood Coast version of that. We're like a redwood forest. We've got our Clean Power Alliance is like a big redwood tree, but then there's smaller CCAs and little guys like us that are maybe a little Douglas squirrel, up in the north, and so that diversity of CCAs and what we bring to the table, I think is one of the things that makes us like a robust ecosystem. It makes us more adaptive and more resilient. And I think that's really what is going to be, a powerful force in the fight against climate change, because this is really an inflection point, not just in the momentum of CCAs, but in the need for us to step up in that challenge and really have an impact for California and for the world on battling climate change. So thanks everybody for attending. And I think we had almost 500 attendees. So I want to give a big shout out to everyone for coming today. Want to again reiterate thanking the sponsors, because especially without being able to meet in person, and this is a big part of CalCCA's fundraising, and so the sponsors really being willing to step up and participate for this kind of virtual conference is greatly appreciated and necessary for CalCCA. And then want to also, of course, thank the CalCCA staff, Jackson, Leora, Martha, and Sandra in particular, for being backstage and pulling off this event. And of course, Beth for leading CalCCA and keeping the momentum going during the pandemic and coordinating this and everything that CalCCA does. And so, Beth also is besides just working 24/7 for CalCCA, she has like the powers of Santa Claus. And so, if you were a good citizen and had a really low carbon footprint, if you reach under your chair, you might just find something for happy hour. And so you're not done yet, because we still are going to have the networking happy hour, and it's not at all the same as meeting in person, but pop open a beer or a bottle of wine and let's migrate to the social rooms. And so I'm going to give a cheers to Beth and the CalCCA team and another amazing year despite all the challenges. And hopefully I'll get a chance to virtually rub elbows in the meeting room. So thanks everybody for coming, and see you in the chats.